What's up guys, Sal here. So one of the coolest bits about the Galaxy S20 series is the 120Hz refresh rate of their displays. However, you'll have to choose between 120Hz and Quad HD Plus rendering, as the mode was only available up to Full HD Plus resolution. This could be a bummer for those wanting to experience the smoothness of the 120Hz refresh rate in crisp Quad HD Plus resolution. But it appears Samsung will address this concern with the Galaxy Note 20. A couple of months ago, Ice Universe said that Samsung will use a more fine-tuned 120Hz refresh rate technology on the Galaxy Note 20. The statement was a bit ambiguous with many possibilities, but thankfully we have another expert who's straightforward with his tweets and doesn't tease like Ice Universe. Ross Young, the CEO of Display Chain Supply Consultants, replied to one of the tweets asking him whether or not the Galaxy Note 20 would see 120Hz at Quad HD Plus resolution. To which, as you can see, he basically said the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra will indeed have 120Hz refresh rate at maxed out resolution. Samsung may be allowing this on the Note 20 in response to strong user feedback. In any case, this is certainly a step in the right direction in giving consumers the ability to take advantage of their device's true capabilities. Now, a couple of months ago, we also heard that Samsung is planning to bring this feature, 120Hz at Quad HD Plus, to the Galaxy S20 series of phones as well through a firmware update. Max Weinbach said that Samsung was in the process of optimizing software to enable this feature and could release it to the Galaxy S20 series in the coming months if everything goes as intended. But it looks like that may not happen after all. Untitled revealed a few interesting information about the 120Hz on the Galaxy S20. During their OnePlus 8 Pro analysis, Untitled said, and I quote, "The Galaxy S20 series features a single MIPI lane to the DDIC, a bottleneck that is the reason why the Galaxy S20 can't do Quad HD at 120Hz. The OnePlus 8 Pro on the other hand does feature dual MIPI interfaces to the display panel and thus has the bandwidth necessary for driving the higher refresh rate at the highest resolution."
What the f does that even mean?
In human language, basically the Galaxy S20 doesn't have the hardware to support the 120Hz at Quad HD Plus resolution, and thus a firmware update is not going to enable the feature, which could disappoint the Galaxy S20 owners, but I see why Samsung didn't enable it in the first place. The battery life on my S20 Ultra Exynos variant is not really good with a 1080p 120Hz setting, so it would only get worse if there was a setting for Quad HD Plus at 120. But like I've mentioned previously, it's our choice. We know what we are getting ourselves into by enabling the setting, so Samsung should have added another MIPI lane to the display driver for driving the higher refresh rate at the highest resolution. But thankfully, they are at least adding it to the Galaxy Note 20, which should make the S Pen feel faster and smoother. Also, it would be awesome if Samsung uses LTPO display technology on the Note 20, because power consumption isn't a concern with these type of displays, as it dynamically controls the refresh rate based on the user interaction. Apple Watch Series 5 and Galaxy Watch Active 2 are the only two devices using this technology right now. Ross Young says it will be available in Q4 of this year or early next year for smartphones, so the chances of them using this on the Note 20 are slim, but hey, a man can hope. Of course, with that being said, let me know what do you think about this down in the comments, and as always, I'll see you tomorrow. Peace out.